Morning pond lovers. So as you can hear, the hose pipe is back on in the background, filling up the grow on again. Third time lucky, fourth time lucky, I don't know, I've lost count. But all we can do this time is keep our fingers crossed. Now you've seen it being filled up enough times. I'll show you when it's done, and I'll snap back to you tomorrow to see if it goes down at all. But it's time to feed the fishes, so let's get them fed. Get a much better view from around this side of the pond. Nom, 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 nom. Plus I don't get wet when they splash about. Yeah, I'll turn the air down a little bit today so we can see them. But as always, the main pond is doing fantastic. I got really lucky with this build. Never ever had a problem with this pond, thank God. Yeah, did a water change on this one this morning. Day off today because it's Saturday the 13th of July and it's absolutely freezing out here because we've had the coldest, wettest July ever. And yeah, I might be in a t-shirt and shorts right now, but I'm blimmin' cold. Because even in the pergola, where we get no wind at all, it's only at dead on 20 degrees. So outside of the pergola, it's probably 18 to 19 degrees. But yeah, everything is going good in there. They're frying the blue vat. Tosai in the blue vat are doing fantastic. Let's get them some food as well. Very healthy, aggressive feeders. Many a times I've had to catch one as it flies out eating the food. But, yeah. I always open it, let them calm down just a little bit. Otherwise they do that and flick each other out of the pond. Because they're very hungry, and I have to try and throw the food down the back so they don't all fly out of the pond here at the front. Like so. Very happy, healthy fish. Yeah, so I will snap back to you all once that's filled up. So we're getting there. We're above the window, and I know I said I wasn't going to show you filling this up, but I think I've caused myself more problems. You'll remember that I sealed around the top because obviously I couldn't overlap the liner over the copings. And because of that, we are obviously getting a nice build-up of air, which is causing more wrinkles than I wanted it to. I've been in a couple of times and tried to straighten it out as best I can, but I may need to make a small incision near the top somewhere if this keeps blowing up. I've got quite a bit of air in here, and I've obviously sealed it pretty darn good, but yeah, interesting. Nothing ever goes right for me, does it? Well, I'll keep filling it up. I'll see if the air escapes anywhere and find out, I suppose. But yeah, unfortunately I'm going to have a few wrinkles in this because I can't keep adjusting it because obviously it's stuck to the side. And yes, I could have stuck it to the side afterwards, but that would mean I would need to get in it whilst it's full and try and seal it whilst it's full, and that's not going to be, or wouldn't have been, easy. So we'll see. Yeah, the Stanley blade is out. Everybody's out mowing their lawn today because it's a nice sunny day for once. But yeah, it's out because we're getting quite a bit of pressure build up in there. I was hoping it would find a way out, but we've got a nice air drum happening, and we can't have that because eventually it will pop somewhere. So I'm going to have to make an incision somewhere, and I'm not really sure. That's quite tight, so I'm looking for a nice high point near the front so I can reseal it with a bit more MS300, and I'm hoping I can push all the air all the way out around, but I think just here it's nice and high right near the front. Just a tiny little hole. If you can. Yeah, there is a hole there, but I don't know if that's the hose pipe making the noise or the air seeping out of my hole. Now we've definitely got air seeping out of my hole. Yeah, so I don't know how well you guys can see that, but I've now got a tiny little hole in my pond. So hopefully that will let the air out. Might have to make it a bit bigger. Well, that's one way to do it. Just made the hole just big enough to squeeze in the straw, and I can now feel the air escaping out of the straw. As long as that doesn't squeeze down, we should be good. It's certainly released an awful lot of the pressure that was building up in here, so hopefully as the pressure builds, as it gets higher, it will keep pushing the air around and hopefully out. But there is definitely air still coming out of that straw, but this side's all saggy again now, so that's good. And I just have to try and seal that patch up, but I've got plenty of the rubber liner left to put a patch on it, or I could just put some MS300 straight on there, either or. But yeah, that'll stop it popping. I really was hoping that it would find an escape route, but it just goes to show I've done a good job sealing around the top, so at least we won't lose any water behind the liner. So I'll continue filling it up and snap back to you. Well, the old straw in the liner trick has done the trick. Bit wrinklier than I wanted it, but it will have to do. We've still got a bit of air that's trapped this side, but yeah, I think I'm going to just have to try and squeeze it around if I can, and then I will leave it there and seal said hole for this evening. But yeah, I'm going to try and get this air out and snap back to you. Well, I think that's going to have to do. I've just opened the ball valves to the Easy Pod just to drop it a little bit, and now I'm going to try and seal that up as best we can, and then yeah, we will see if we're now holding water. So I sucked as much air using my own lungs out the straw as possible, so we're relatively flat on this side. There is still a crease, but that's where the liner wasn't tight enough, I guess. Sealing a liner like I've done is not ideal. You really do need to keep oiking it up and oiking it up as you're filling it up to get rid of all your wrinkles, all your creases, and stretch the liner over the top, but it will do. So I've got a big old patch of MS300 on there, and the water's about to retouch it, so what I'm going to do is turn the hose off for tonight, mark, don't trip over, mark the water level on the window, and pray and hope it's still the same height in a day or two. I am going to leave the filter running. I'm not going to bother turning the heater on for now, but I will leave the filter running to clear up some of the crud that's in the water. Looks like something's landed on the bottom drain. See how that goes. That's the only problem with having holes on a bottom drain. Any leaves or anything drop to the bottom, they ain't gonna go down. But I've got my pull net if I have to get that out. But yeah, so like I say, snap back to you in a couple of days and we'll see if it's dropped. Right then guys, you'll have to excuse the crudeness. It is absolutely scorching today. 37 degrees in my garden today. Whew. It's a hot one. But yeah, I've been a right busy bunny today. We look like we're holding water. So far so good on that one. This is about a week and a half later. It's now holding water. And I've been a busy boy today. Let me spin you around and show you what I've been doing. Oh yeah, made a start on the greenhouse. I say made a start, it's nearly finished. So we've sheeted, not there, but all the way around other than the door. The back's done as well, obviously. Got my little shelf up, and that bit of wood could be moved now. That was just propping it level while I put some sides on it. But yeah, the only bit I've not basically finished, the door has got sliding doors that are going on this track and this track. I've got sliding doors to drop in there and they work. I've already tested them. But the only bit I've not done is this back corner, because I've got to work out how I'm going to get the Bakki shower in there off that line before I do anything. It has got a roof. This that I've made it with is 8mm perspex. Not cheap stuff at all, perspex, especially 8mm thick. But technically it didn't cost me a penny, because it's been sat behind my shed for 15 odd years, maybe a bit longer. Few offcuts there. I've got one sheet left that I'm going to do the roof with, and then because I don't have this polycarbonate isn't big enough to cover the roof. I've got 3 sheets of that kicking about the garden, but it's just not big enough, whereas the perspex is plenty big enough. So I have a perspex roof, and then I'm going to use that sheet to fill in that last gap somehow once the Bakki shower is on it. So yeah, this is behind my shed, and obviously being a handyman and whatnot, this was going to be the cover, well, still is technically the cover for my main pond. It fits perfectly over that, 4 meters by 2.5 meters, and it just misses the Bakki shower, which is why I kept it. And then here is the giant sheet of perspex, 2 meters long and 1.5 meters wide, 8mm thick. So that's my roof. But yeah, all my leftover building materials from jobs get chucked behind the shed, and next time I need them, I've got them there handy. Floating net that used to be in the pond, that's down here too. Yeah, back at the pond, as you can see, there's a pretty good flow. I hope you can see anyway. All the crud circling on the top. There's a pretty good flow in here, and the pump is on 1. It's on its lowest setting, and that's the flow we're getting. You can probably won't see it on camera, but you can actually see where the flow's hitting the wall and coming up. But I have let it go very, very green, because as I say, it has been full now for about a week and a half. The good thing with that is there is so many natural bugs currently swimming around in there. I did put a good scoop of my Daphnia collection in there, but I think the filter's taken them out. But because they generally stay near the surface, and I don't think you're going to see them on here because of how green it is, but there are hundreds of the little fly larvae in here, And there is one thing in here that I was shocked to see. Now, I'm going to pause you until I find it so I can show you it. Well, he's finally come to the surface. Hopefully we'll get a shot of it. But there is a giant water boatman. It's huge. Get the bug one. And there he is. Little water boatman. It's not dead. It's just don't like being caught. Yeah, very different. Don't know if they're harmful to koi or not, but oh, there is a lot of Daphnia in there. And you can see the fly larvae as well. Yeah, I'll let them go. That's it, sinking back down. He's gone. Yeah, so now the heron protection and greenhouse is up. We're all ready to move some fish. I've just had a big water change today. Give them some food. Crazy fishies. Thanks, fishies. Yeah, so they've all had a nice big filter clean, big water change, all ready for the move. They've got another 4 inches of water to come up yet. And yeah, this weekend is going to be the big day, and I can't wait. And yes, the water's all green, so it's going to be hard to see them, but I do have a UV all ready to plumb in, and that's going to have its own little dedicated video when I start tackling the easy pod. And yeah, still no new UV on this pond. Again, talk to you about that another day, but 3 years on, still no new bulb, still perfectly fine. And on that note, guys, thanks all for watching. Like the video if you haven't already, and we'll catch you on the next one.